Good evening, everybody. My guy,
Hey, what's good? What's good?
how are you?
Man, same old, ain't nothing to it, bro.
And
Same old.
take the time out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Welcome to the Future Forward podcast.
Thank you for
Host-
having me, bro.
Today's episode is going to be hosted by me. I appreciate Daniel for taking the time out to, allow me to have this platform and even allow me to make this connection. Uh,
Sure.
that we've been connected, I think, socially, last year.
Yeah,
And I mean, I'm inspired by your journey, your growth, everything that you have going on, man. And I appreciate you even being open to, of course, jump on this, but even be affiliated with F3 and be affiliated with Berg Bites and Drinks, man. Um, start off with introductions. A lot of people may not know me. A lot of people probably know you very well, but I'm Benjamin Fields by way of New Orleans, currently in New York right now. Have mutual friends with Daniel and was very intrigued by his product and everything that he stood by, and love this product, love Drinks, love Berg Bites, love everything that Future Forward's about. And then was approached with this idea of a podcast, of course, to promote the brand, but also kind of connect. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Connect the dots. Whether it's an athlete, trainers, and other people that are inspired by being a part of, health, fitness, growth, and not just on the health and fitness side, but mind, body, spirit, and that's something
sure.
that you to the T. So I
For
knew
sure.
that great connection with that, and
Yeah.
introduce yourself, give people a little bit more background on who
Hmm.
you are, and then we're gonna talk about of course, the products a little bit, and then
Yeah.
dive a little bit deeper into the world of Milton Chavis, man. So yeah,
For sure.
go ahead.
For sure. I'm Milton Chavis from Raleigh, North Carolina. Excuse my voice, man. I've been in the gym
Oh yeah,
nonstop, man. So it's here and there, it's here and there, it's everywhere. Uh, but yeah, short story. Let me get the short story. Short story. I was a professional basketball player. Played Division I basketball. Played professionally. Decided to, I guess you could say, switch gears, and I feel like God led me to go in a different direction with the game that I love. And now you see MBW basketball popping up everywhere. Uh, it's been a journey. It's been a beautiful thing. Just seeing how God has used um, the rules of the game to push to push me forward and to help me to push me in the direction of being a creator and being something different in the basketball space. So it's just it's been great. Um, I love basketball. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much me. Have a beautiful family. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome. And then you brought up so many segues that I'm gonna definitely dive a little bit deeper into.
for sure.
Um, and then even one, like you mentioned the rules and trying to be a little bit different, and I'm gonna just use that as a small segue to talk about the product.
For
Uh,
sure.
of course, Berg Bites and Drinks, trying to be different in that space of health and fitness and being products that promote the well-being of their consumers,
For
being
sure.
fully
For sure.
plant, being fully focused on putting the right things in your body. And I can speak for me personally. I'm the type of guy that I love food. I love, to eat. But if you were to tell me that, this is exactly what you're supposed to eat, this is, this is going to be breakfast, this is going to be lunch, this is going to be dinner, and it can all be
Right.
in the, that's the type of person I am. So like when I
Right.
was, with this brand and was able to taste the brand, because of course, we love the things that are good for us, but we also like
Yeah.
to taste it. So
For
being
sure.
able brand and see the growth of the brand. And I know Drinks is relatively new. And have you been able to? I know we sent you some product over. You showed it.
Definitely. I
Uh,
tasted it. I tasted every flavor. Tasted every
oh
flavor. Um, and this is probably my favorite. The oat and energy bites. Yeah,
yes.
these are fire. And my favorite flavor of the drinks is the kiwi strawberry, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh
Kiwi.
yeah.
So yeah, I like. I mean, they taste great. It caught me by surprise. Like I took my first sip, like, oh shoot.
Right.
I'm looking at it like plant power. So it kind of like blew my mind. Like the product blew my mind. I didn't expect it to taste that good.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I believe. Do you remember your promo code? I know you have a promo code. I can
Uh,
probably that over
No,
to
I
you.
don't remember it. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
hopefully I can add that to the pin post. I can probably
Yeah,
find that later. But yeah, definitely, be able to promote that and, let your
for
followers
sure.
get a little percentage off. I love the product placement. We gotta pay the bills over here. We
Come
gotta
on
pay the
now. Come
bills.
on now.
So
It's only
definitely,
right.
I definitely have to appreciate our sponsors giving us this platform and allowing us to, connect the dots on that. And
For
even
sure.
yeah, segue from the product, an amazing product. I like how with what you're doing, the perspective that
Hmm.
it takes.
Yeah.
Because I actually want to, go back to where did that start? To be able to kind of go against the grain, to be able to try to do something different. Was that
Hmm.
something was instilled as a child, or was that
Hmm.
something you always did? Because you understand the route that you take is almost to ruffle feathers on purpose. That's going
Yeah.
to happen regardless.
Yeah.
People are going to have questions. People are going to have their different takes on that. So it's
Yeah.
expected. So is there a moment that you can think of early on when it's like, oh wow, I'm gonna be different?
Yeah. I always knew that I was different. Growing up, I just knew I was different from other people. Like a lot of kids, like back when we were growing up, it was like, kids like in high school, they went to house parties, they went to movies, they went to different type of things. I never went to a single one. And everybody's like, I still to this day don't know why. Like it just didn't interest me like that. And I wasn't going to do it just because I felt like other people thought it was cool. If I didn't like it, I just didn't do it. You know what I mean? If it didn't make sense to me, I just didn't do it. And in return, when other people were doing that, I was at the basketball court, or I was watching Kobe, or I was watching basketball, and I just fell in love with the game as opposed to doing what everybody else did. So that kind of, I feel like that kind of set the tone for really everything that I did in my life, and especially now. It's easier to go against the grain when you've been doing it and it's just you. Like, I'm always gonna genuinely be myself, and I'm always gonna, if I speak on something, if I talk about something, I know about it. You know what I
Right.
mean? I don't jump on topics that I don't know about. I don't, talk about things that I'm not well versed in, and that I don't have information and knowledge in. So I feel like this, all of those things, like from me growing up and to me, daring to be different and going against the grain, it's not new to me. Like, it doesn't feel new to me, and as far as like the moves themselves, I would say that started in 2019. um Late 2019, I was just in the gym, having fun, being creative, and I stumbled, like, I really, before that, I stumbled upon the gather step rule, and I was like, yo, what is like the gather step rule? So I get to end my. Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
So with the
Yeah,
rules, when
yeah,
when did it become apparent for you to even dive into that? Because I mean, I'm
yeah,
a self played,
yeah,
elementary, middle school,
yeah,
college.
yeah,
Didn't go pro, too many injuries, but
yeah,
never in like I was learning more so on the fly, like literally learn
yeah, bro.
play. Uh,
Same.
so like, when did it come apparent to be like, hold up, let me crack? Like, there's a book, there's a manual to
Yeah,
this. So
yeah.
when with you to open that up?
2019. That's when I did it. Like, I started off with the gather step rule, and I was just trying to figure that out. I was like, what is this? I was trying to understand it better, and I put out my first video, 2019. Is this a travel or not? And
Right.
I'm like, yo, the comments is going crazy. Yo, this is travel. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna keep creating them then. I kept creating them. Then I started meeting people, and like I met Ish. I met another referee, Chip Clark, my guy, through Ish, and we just started having dialogue. And they started teaching me things, and uh, like I started reading. Well, I was reading for myself already, but they would help me clarify what this specific thing means. How I could manipulate the rules, and I just started creating from there. So I just started creating. I started studying the rule book even like more and more, and just trying to gain more knowledge and get a better understanding. Not just because I wanted to create content, but I always want to be the best version of myself as a trainer and a skill developer. And I feel like, how can I be my best if I don't actually know the rules to the game that I say that I teach?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, how many lawyers would you trust that never went to law school? That never opened the law, that never opened the law book? Like, how many doctors would you trust that didn't go to school? You
Right.
know, and I thought about it like that, and I'm like, dang, like it just opened my mind to
Absolutely.
so much.
Absolutely. No, that's huge. And it's crazy because it goes back to that perspective. Like when it
Yeah,
comes toward, trying to do something different, when it comes toward, honestly walking in your purpose. Because I feel like,
yeah,
always loving basketball, but then,
yeah,
finding what you're doing and then
right,
being that's imperative. That's
yeah,
and you touched on something too, because I'm a businessman. For everybody that doesn't know, like I'm very avid in business. Even the connection that we have, thank
yeah.
you, using your platform to, my brothers in music, shout out Aha
My
Gazelle,
dog, my brother, man, that's my guy.
able to use your videos to put
Yeah,
artists, people,
yeah,
their music,
yeah,
to be outspoken with your faith,
yeah,
but that flip to, all right, this is something bigger than a video. This is
yeah,
something, and even a rule. Even if take basketball, bigger than the sport, it's still
yeah,
at the end of the day we're selling a product. We're molding minds. We're teaching children.
right, yeah,
So with all of that, when did that click to where it's just like, all right, this is a part of my practice. Like your practice as a trainer, like this is
yeah,
now how I'm implementing, teaching and reaching out to new clients. So
yeah,
that shift too, because you mentioned content creator, and I hear that,
yeah,
brand, all those things.
yeah.
Uh, how are you approaching that even these days with the bigger platform? Do you
Mm-hmm.
media calendar? Are you scheduling things out?
Yeah,
How's that working?
bro, everything is on the fly. Everything is just from the heart.
Wow.
Like it's literally, a lot of people send me videos and tag me in different things, and I figure I look at the content and I see, like, I don't know, I just have an eye for like what people will like. I don't know how to explain that, uh, and I kind of just go from there. So I'm like, man, that's pretty creative. And sometimes I just break it down, and sometimes I break it down and add, layers to it. So I'm just a student of the game, bro. So like when I like something, I just like it. I just put it out there. It doesn't get much, extra thought. Like I don't second guess it. I'm just like, okay, well, let's break this one down. Let's break this
Absolutely.
one
No,
down.
that's big. That's big. And then we have a lot of people coming in and out and hopping
Yeah,
in. So
yeah,
everybody that's this and watching, this is the Future Forward podcast, sponsored by Future Forward, housed by Drinks and Berg Bites, two brands that are trying to be on the cutting edge of making sure that people are taking care of their health and fitness, but also doing it in a taste great way.
for sure.
Products of and then we wanted to bring on Milton, bro, and anybody has questions too. I'm trying to watch the comments. Anybody has
Yeah,
questions, concerns. But yeah, we're gonna have a little commercial breaks in and out, make sure that sponsors are taken care of. But to add on to what you're doing on the content side,
yeah.
when was that, oh, this is something moment? Because you said you put out the first video, it started action. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Like you were using Aha's music pretty early, so like I
Oh
was
yeah, 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 yeah,
I was
yeah,
in pretty quickly, and we were able to connect. And
yeah,
it's crazy that we're talking now because I'm coming to you like a fan. Like I'm just
yeah,
being honest, bro.
yeah.
It's an honor to have this conversation with you, to see you grow to what this
Mm-hmm.
is, to see the potential to what it can be.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in your aspirations and your angles. But when was that moment to where it's just like, oh, this is like, was there a viral moment, or was there a comment, or was there a
Mm-hmm.
message?
Mm-hmm.
Out to where it's like, oh, this is something bigger. Because I know you mentioned the connection with the refs, but was
Yeah.
there anything else that kind of like is very implemented in your brain, like a core memory?
I think it was when um I saw NBA players not knowing and understanding the rules. It pushed me to really start pushing the proper information out there, because it's like I'm looking at different players, and I'm not gonna name drop. Uh, and the things that they're saying is like the complete opposite in the actual rules of the game. And I'm just like, man, how could you ever have been your best self if you didn't know this and you didn't have this information?
Right.
So were you really your best self as a player? You were your best self for what you thought, but without with the information that I know, would you have been a better player? Guaranteed, guaranteed. You would have took more advantage of opportunities. Uh, you would have had a better and deeper understanding of what's actually going on, as opposed to just relying on natural ability like a lot of us did, or hand-me-down stuff, things that we were taught, like to step on the baseline to cut off a defender. But technically, you're an illegal defender, so if somebody runs you over, it's not an offensive foul. It's actually a defensive foul because you're an illegal defender. So like those type of things that we're taught and they're completely wrong, it kind of goes back to my faith, like how we're taught instead of us going to study the actual Bible. You know what I mean? It's just it's way deeper than basketball. Like that's what kind of pushed me over the edge. It's like, yo, this is deep. This is deeper than basketball. Like this is next level. And I look at a lot of things differently. My wife says I look too deep in everything, but I do though, because I think that everything has multiple purposes.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
That's big. That's very big, and then I'm intrigued. Like I said, to even have that perspective, to even approach a game, like
Yeah.
a little game in this
Yeah.
matter, dive deeper to understand.
Yeah.
That come from the impact that the game has had on you. I know you spoke on your love for the game, but like
Yeah.
speak on that first,
Definitely.
where it's just like, all right, this is like I'm willing to put my all in the game, and I'm even going back to school. I know Morehead State, correct?
Yeah. Morehead
Like
State, yeah.
your journey with basketball.
Yeah. It was the same. I used to so my favorite player was Kobe. And I just noticed how he approached the game and how he approached work, his mindset. I studied his mindset for years. And I'm like, dang, this dude is different, man. Like you can say whatever you want to. He's the greatest player. He's not the greatest player. I don't really care what people think. But as far as his mindset and his approach to the actual game of basketball, is second to none, in my opinion. And I learned so much, and I learned how to learn. I learned how to teach, in his latter years, before he passed and after he was retired from the game. He was just sharing different things, and I was just like, dang, I'm just so intrigued by him. And as a player, for me, I tried to model my game after him. I wore 24. I just tried to model my game after him. I tried to have that mindset, and I just carried those same principles over into what I do now, and I'm very detail oriented. I watch everything. I pay very close attention to detail, though. If anybody has been around me, they trained with me before. There is no half stepping. There is no wrong footwork for this situation. I want everything precise. I want everything perfect, in a sense. You know what I mean? So that detail is another reason why. And Kobe was my inspiration behind it.
Big. That's big, and with even that detail and that mindset, I know you speak on your faith a lot.
Yeah.
So it's with when was that instilled? When was the correlation? Because even, I mean, as an athlete with a platform or without a platform, that could be difficult.
Yeah.
Even thinking about time, because I'm starting to realize it's like, all right, with the time that you put into something, whether if I don't want to go deep into like idols, but like we
for
are,
sure.
Yeah, we are what we focus on. So with that of putting time in and even being out your faith, I'm interested to hear maybe just a little synopsis of your journey on that end as well.
Well, it was kind of instilled in me as a kid. I would say I got saved at like 8 years old. And, I was just intrigued by God. I just, wanted to know him, wanted to understand what it actually meant, what it actually was, instead of, listening to what other people had to say. I always wanted my own experience. And, you know, as I got older, you know, we come and then we go. And I took off. And I feel like, you know, when I stopped playing basketball, um, you know, I came to a crossroads in my life, like what am I gonna do with myself? You know, like, and I had nowhere else to run to but God. I'm like, man, I really don't know what to do. I have no idea. Like, I want to play, don't want to leave my family. My now wife was pregnant, and I was just trying to figure. I'm like, man, no way I can leave her here, um, with my son. So you know, my mom actually came up with the idea for me to train, and I was like, what in the world? I was like, training? I'm like, training. I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna give this a try. And I just automatically fell in love with it. And, you know, when I first started training, I was a whole different guy. I was not the guy that everybody sees today. Um, I was not all in with Christ quite yet. But I feel like in 2018, 2019, maybe, yeah, 2018, I would say, I was like, I had enough. I'm changing my lifestyle. I'm changing the way I move. I'm locked in with God. I'm not wavering. I'm not switching for nothing, for nobody. And I'm telling you, bro, like it was like, boom. I jumped right into purpose, bro. Jumped right into purpose. Like it's 2019, the videos, and then everything's just growing. Like it grew so fast, it was just hard to keep up. You know what I mean? And you know, it was literally me seeking Him first, and then everything else was added into me. So that's just it went just like that.
Right.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. I will never put whatever I do in front of God. If God is not a part of it, I don't want to do it. I don't want to be a part of it. If I can't be myself, I don't want to work there. If I can't be who God has called me to be, and I can't shine my light, and I can't share and post and really share what God has done for me and what God can do for you, and not just financially, not just, you know, in your life. I'm just talking about just in your soul and your spirit, how you feel, how you approach every day of your life. You know, if I can't do that, I don't want to be a part of it. And I'm grateful that I have my own space, I have my own platform, that He built, and I have my business that He built. And you know, I'm grateful to be able to do that.
Awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And I want to actually tap into, you know, more of your platform and your business. And, you know, even before I had a little commercial break as well, this is the Future Forward podcast.
Yes, sir.
Milton Chavis. Is it Chavis? Chavis? Let me make sure I say
Chavis,
it.
yeah. Chavis.
MBW basketball. Literally, I mean, at this point, I can say world-renowned trainer, and growing. I mean, social media is, you know, touching all bounds, and
For sure.
definitely shout out to Berg Bites, two amazing products that, you know, has allowed us to come together on this space. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A little product placement for everybody. Thank you for the platform, but shout out to that business, but a little bit more into your business. I'm interested to where, because it's bigger than training now. Interested to see what your potential in your mind is. You know, we're outside looking. You're going throughout this each and every day. I'm
Yeah.
assuming clients, you're touching the youth, you're touching, you know,
Yeah.
goals. So I'm interested
Yeah.
in what the goals are, and even
Uh-huh.
how can we be a part of these goals? How can we
For sure.
impact these goals? Where does that, you know, where can we bridge that gap at?
For sure. So I'm really I want to get to a point where um I'm having multiple streams of income and coming from different areas and things that I'm interested in. So I feel like God has placed everything, you know, in our hearts for a reason. I like fashion, so I wanted to find something, you know, that I could do in fashion to make money. So I've launched my Nook and Noonie brand. Myself and my wife's nickname. My nickname was Nook coming up. Her nickname was Noonie. Had no idea, and that's what, you know, where the name Nook and Noonie came about. So that's one. I'm working on an online training program right now. That's another. Um, some subscription based content, stuff like that. I still have my YouTube channel, which is monetized too. So just working on a bunch of different things all at the same time. And I love training, and I'm gonna continue training. But it's very, 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 very time consuming.
Absolutely.
So for me, just being able to be a little bit more hands off with it, and not just hands off, but just being able to actually take breaks. You know what I mean? And spend more time with my family, and take vacations and things of that nature. Just being free enough to do that. But I'll probably like this is MDW basketball is my baby. Like that's like my child. That's like is birth for me. And
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be doing this until I can't move.
Right. And
So
as
yeah.
you was that an idea came in my head, and I don't know if you've even thought of this perspective, but with the impact of sports to the world, to the economy, the jobs that it creates, the money that it
Mhm.
brings. Do you think your attention to detail, because these athletes are still employees, so
Yeah.
do you think your attention to detail could kind of open up a door of education in that space? Because we
Oh,
know, yeah, our
million percent.
school,
1,000,000%. Um, I think that's definitely down the pipeline too. But like me, I'm just
right,
continuing to learn every day. And when God sees fit for me to be ready to do that, that's definitely a possibility.
yeah,
Definitely, most.
'cause
Yeah.
I'm crazy. I mean, this is just broad. I'm a visionary, but I'm like, why isn't in these sports and these rule books? There should be a major in college. Like, I mean, if you to a T, we're trying to be pros in this space. We're getting paid millions of dollars to compete at this high level, but we don't know. Like you said earlier, a lawyer, a doctor, like we have degrees in this profession. I'm very intrigued to see how that could kind of
And athletes get paid way more. Why
absolutely
would you not? Why? How could for so many years NBA players on all levels not know the rules?
right.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
Absolutely. And
It
even
just
with
doesn't make sense.
the rule updates, because that does
Right,
happen.
right,
So
right, right.
that into, of course, you're always learning, but
Yeah,
is that revolutionizing? Players are becoming more athletic.
yeah,
Players are able
yeah,
to eat. How is that
yeah.
impacting practice?
So the gather step rule actually came into play in 2009 in the
Uh,
NBA.
okay.
2009, in 2017 in FIBA. And the rule interpretations for NCAA changed this past season. It was crazy. Like right before the season, they announced the rule interpretation changed. So the rule itself didn't change, but the interpretation of it changed, and it leaned more toward allowing gather steps in certain situations.
Right.
So in step back situations, in spin move situations, in Euro step situations. So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was I'm not gonna say it stemmed directly from what I was doing,
Right.
but it sure seemed that way.
That's
It
amazing.
really seemed that way. Like it's crazy. It really seemed that way.
That
And I
is
made
that is.
a video on YouTube about it too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I know that you do you're transparent. I saw a comment on here. It's just saying like your process, your growth, and being
Yeah,
transparent all is very refreshing. So
yeah,
you've been about this journey that you're on, and
yeah,
I'm taking on this battle because a lot of
yeah,
people don't attack the forces at B
yeah,
against the grain, and just being
mhm,
able to approach that in a manner that is humble,
yeah,
is uh, is taking on just the different aspects. So no, it's
yeah,
very, and
yeah,
I'm really excited for what you're
yeah,
able to do. And I promise we're gonna stay within that 30-minute range. We were
yeah,
able to
yeah, for sure,
again the Future Forward podcast, hosted by Benjamin C. Fields, sponsored by Drink, sponsored by Berg Bites, two brands that are trying to be on the cutting edge, just like MDW basketball,
for
trying
sure.
to that health space, that snack space, that energy space, and especially the sports drink space, and being able to, of course, make sure that people are putting the right things in their body and able to enjoy it
Yeah.
while they're doing it. And so I
And
appreciate
I actually have a Labor Day session tomorrow, which I will be bringing everything over there so the kids can try it.
that. Please, yeah, take tag this man.
For
Brand,
sure.
I'm very excited to be a part. Very appreciative of your time. I know you're a
For sure.
busy guy, man. I know we were
Yeah.
on to set this up, but he's so busy. So if y'all aren't training with this man, like he's not gonna be able to train soon. It's looking
Right.
like he booked up. That price is gonna go up before our
Yes,
very
sir.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely tap in. Follow, like, comment, share. I know for content creators, businesses, and people in that space, that bro, that one share, that one like, that one comment can be the change of so much. So man,
for sure.
it's crazy. The beauty of social media, the
Yeah,
beauty of connecting dots, man, the beauty
yeah,
of bringing brands, businesses to a different light. So thank you
for
so
sure.
much for your time. You have anything
Thank
else for me? Anything else that you want to add to your followers?
I'm good, man. God bless y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Show somebody some love today, man. Show somebody some love.
Absolutely. Rest, relax. Labor Day's coming up. I know we're all going to work, but find some time for you.
Sure.
Keep yourself. So thank you again, everybody. This is the Future Forward Podcast, episode 3, MDW Basketball, Milton Chavis.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.